What if I told you there's only one strategy to pass all of your evaluation prop firms? So this strategy is the easiest strategy to learn, and it's something which you're going to learn right now in this video. So the most important thing is to trade off a 15-minute fair value gap. This is the key level, and this is the supply or demand zone you are going to be taking trades from. Then you have to wait for the price to come into the 1 minute on the 15-minute fair value gap. So you're waiting for a 1 minute entry inside of the 15-minute fair value gap. And you are then confirming everything with the order flow. And the order flow is really simple. It is the bid and it is the ask. So we have sellers on this side and we have buyers on this side. And we're simply reading volume and delta. So let's go to the charts now and see how we can apply this. So what we have over here for context, we have the Asian range down here and price is now well above the daily opening price. Just to give you my settings on the PO3, let's go to the daily PO3. So the daily PO3, we can see we have a massive green candle, which means we've expanded above the daily opening. And now from here, what we're looking for is a fair value gap. So I want people to understand this because the fair value gap is essentially the one candle, the last candle before the imbalance. So the imbalance is just over here and the fair value gap is just above, right? So that is step one of the entry model. So step two of the entry model is we're waiting for price to come into this area. So if we continue to play price on, we're waiting patiently for price to mitigate this area. So what we're looking for now when it comes to taking trades is really simple. We're looking for a change in state of delivery, or we're simply looking for a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap to be respected. So what we're seeing over here is very important. Let's break this down. So we are seeing wicks in this area. This is a good thing. When we see a wick rejection, this typically means that the buyers entering this level have failed to drive price higher. So when buyers fail, the next thing we're looking for is a bearish fair value gap. So we see a bearish fair value gap just over here, right? I want traders to understand this is essentially the bearish fair value gap. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for price to enter this fair value gap, but we don't want price to break through it, right? So this is our first indication over here. So price, as you can see, respects it with a wick. Sorry for that. Price over here respects the level with a wick, right? Because we respect it with a wick, what that means is that the buyers again are failing, and so this M1 fair value gap is strong, right? So to go over this, we have a 15-minute fair value gap. We are above the daily opening, and a 1 minute fair value gap has held, which has confirmed the change in state of delivery. Your strategy doesn't have to be more complicated than this, right? So you can take an entry off this fair value gap, and you can perfectly keep your stop loss above this area. Now from here, where do we target? Well, it's really simple, right? So the first place you want to be targeting is the most recent data low. So we have some data lows down here. So as you can see here, this is going to be our first overall target, right? So this will be our first target.